Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I thought I could catch it right at the beginning again. I'm going to keep trying, but I didn't. So you get to hear the intro again. So, Dragonfly, hello. I'm looking, guys. Oh no. They updated the software. And what used to be there where I could click the comments is gone now. So it won't let me scroll up anymore. All right. Casey Carey and security. I can't put it on the screen. It's gone. The option for me to do that, they got rid of it. Nope, I can't put it on the screen, but thank you so much for the memberships. I wish I could put it on. Oh, wait, I guess I can. Hold on, I'm going to go over here. There, I'm going to put this on the screen, which is a little weird because Casey Carey gifted 5 memberships. Security gifted a membership because they went green, not black. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really, really do. So they did do some good things with see now look, I can do this one because I get oh, it's back. It's back. I moved it. Interesting. If you gift a membership or a super chat or a super sticker before the stream starts, it's not listed in my starred section, which is just gone then. But Dragonfly did that after the stream started, so now I can do it. So now we know. Now we know. I can't put it on there. Thank you. $2. It was $2. Okay. Um, we got crying cats in the background. That's fine. We're gonna start with a pro se who is not a pro se. It works out for him. Oh man, guys, remember that little attorney from maybe I shouldn't say little attorney because he is a little short, but from Georgia. And you guys are gonna remember him as soon as you see him, Shapiro. And he's not the most professional attorney we've ever seen in our entire lives. And he has issues with his clients often. You guys will know what I mean. Okay, what's happening in the background? A boy cat is sitting here, another boy cat is sitting here, and that's making them angry. Nobody's getting injured, nothing's dying. They're sitting. They're sitting down and they don't like that. So they're telling each other, "Get out of my spot." But they're both saying it at the same time. So, boys, learn how to listen to each other. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much. So, Josh Shapiro, I'm not Josh Shapiro. That was a mistake. Attorney Shapiro, not Josh Shapiro, is having a bad day, and we're going to enjoy it with him. I'm missing a clip, guys. This is not good. Can I just start with this other clip because I have this. I don't think I ever played it, so it's just sitting there, but maybe I played it. So if you've seen this before, hi Sarah B, just pretend you didn't. We're just going to get it out of my queue and then I can throw it away.
All right, Mr. Sanchez.
J5, I hope you're feeling better.
Your matter is set for a jury trial on October 25 at 9 a.m. Today's the record date, as I said, this was set back in, it was normally set in June. It seems like it is, Rodriguez is not aware of the training that she had that day when this was set. So the idea is to continue this 1 week so that Ms. Rodriguez can be here and do what she can discuss in advance of the record date, okay?
I just feel like I haven't been defended, that my attorney has been representing me. This is my third attorney that I've had to speak with since I've been here. Since the first one came to this courtroom and I found out that the police officer lied on my police report. I've been asking for a dismissal. Every court appointed that I've been handed has been just pushing it off. Let's wait till we see this, let's wait till we see that. Now I'm on my way to a trial
Right?
where dismissals don't take place. It's me proving my innocence. There was no,
With respect, it's not you proving your innocence, it's required in state to prove your guilt. You're presumed innocent.
which isn't very hard, sir. I've been sent to prison, for wrongful conviction based off of someone being 99.9% confident that their drug test was accurate. It didn't matter that the hair follicle test said that I was clean. It didn't matter that I hired a state specialist from Michigan State University and I went to prison based off of an opinion. It had nothing to do with facts. It had nothing to do with the evidence that was presented. It was based off of an opinion.
Okay. Well, Mr. Sanchez, what I'll say is I will give you and Ms. Rodriguez, because Ms. Lopez is standing in for Ms. Rodriguez today. She's not your assigned attorney. Ms. Rodriguez is your assigned attorney. I'll give you and Ms. Rodriguez the opportunity to consult between now and next week. We're gonna come back 1 week from today. Reach out to Ms. Rodriguez. Explain.
I did that in June, Your Honor. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I did that in June and I have not received any response since we left this courtroom. When we left this courtroom, I called her and I informed her and her office that I needed to speak with her so we can go over my case. We are now in October. This is my first time even speaking about Ms. Rodriguez, let alone being able to speak to her. Like I said, I feel like
Uh-oh. I made I made a circle and it stopped my I'm sorry, guys. This is all my bad because I thought if I made it a circle, it would work and it just didn't. So give me 2 seconds. I'm fixing it on the fly. I just need to bump this down. There we go. There we go.
I understand she's busy, but I feel like it's not fair to me that I'm not receiving the representation that I'm asking for.
All right, well, given your
Yay,
concerns, I would like
Sarah.
to hear her side of the situation. It would be unfair for me, just like it would be unfair for me to only listen to one side, and not your side. It would be unfair for me to only listen to your side and not hear what Ms. Rodriguez has the opportunity to say. I'd like to set this over for next week. I will hear your concern. I hear your concerns here today. I'd like to hear Ms. Rodriguez's position and her side of things. So we'll come back next week. I'll ask her if you can raise these same issues next week. I'll ask for her position, what's been going on, and we'll figure out where we're at next week, okay?
All right.
So I want you to know, I'm not dismissing anything you have to say. I just don't want to pass judgment based only on one side, because oftentimes there are two sides to every story, right? And so I want to hear from Ms. Rodriguez, if she's not here to be able to defend herself today. I want to be able to hear what she has to say,
All right.
okay? So we'll come back next week at 9 AM. I will hear the concerns. I'll note that you have concerns with representation, just so it triggers my memory when we come back next week. Yes. And we'll see you back next week, October 3rd at 9 AM for further hearing. Okay? And I'll hear what you have to say. I'll recall what you have to say. We'll talk about that briefly, and I'll hear Ms. Rodriguez's side and figure out what we need to do from you.
Thank you.
All right. There's a PTR.
That's right, that's, okay.
There's a huge level of PTR.
Thank you. I fixed my spelling error. Thank you, Lisi. Lori, J Fire, hope you guys are feeling well today. I'm glad you guys are here. Mary has a question. Come on, Mary, hit us. I bet Kelly answers it. Come on, Kelly. I'm rooting for you. So I have a delay. I'm going to say words first, but Kelly's going to answer it first. That's how it'll go. Mary has a question, so we wait because she's important. She needs to know. No, it's 16, Fozzie. But 42, you were close. She probably went to the ladies' room real quick. She typed that and said, hold that thought. All right. Now I can delete this clip. Thank you, guys. John Wick. Yes. All right, we're going to the pro se guy. It works out. It works out.
Is Virgilio Garcia here?
I am so sorry. That was the unedited version. I don't know how it got in there, but let's try that one more time.
Garcia here.
There we go.
Yes. If you come up, please, this is 24 and 4396 and 24 and 4151. And these cases are here for appearance of counsel. So, Mr. Garcia.
Great question. I would not. I'm not. Absolutely not going to show that video. Nope. Absolutely not. You guys can see it every other place in the world, but nope. No, I don't know why. Because people, it's content. People want to see it. People don't like judges getting shot and killed. You know, people want the courtroom to be safe. So that's big news when it's not. So they played the video and people watched the video. I didn't watch it yet. I don't know if I'm going to, but they showed it. The sheriff pled not guilty. He said he didn't do it. And there's the video that shows he did. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why they showed it, because he said, I'm not guilty. Well, yeah, you are. But then again, we see everybody who comes up here. This guy is probably saying he's not guilty. Kelly didn't answer. I'm so upset. Just so upset.
Did you submit an application for the public defender's office?
I stayed with my councilman, and I came to the realization that I would be presenting through myself, proper persona.
So you're not going to hire an attorney?
I will not.
So you wish to represent yourself then? Is that what you said?
I wish to represent myself in proper persona, yes, sir.
All right.
Proper persona, proper.
The district attorney to see if there was a possibility of some sort of a disposition that you could reach.
Would like me to give you a plea offer. For the two cases, for 24M 4151, it would be deferred sentence, 12-month deferred sentence to obstructing, resisting, and then we probably do about 12 months of community service with court costs and surcharges. Regarding your other case, 24T 4396, typically we would have you plead guilty to no insurance with like a $500 fine with $250 suspended. We would just ask that you just bring in insurance, proof of insurance, show it to us, and then we can dismiss that case. Let me see. I see. Okay, so for one of the cases, I'm sorry, Your Honor. So for one of the cases, I would just have to provide proof of insurance, and the other case,
And a driver's license.
the driver's license. Okay.
And in that case would be dismissed.
In that case, will be dismissed.
And then there was a agreement as to, the other case.
And the other agreement was, so it'd be a 12, perhaps I misspoke with that one, a 12-month deferred sentence to obstructing or resisting. It'd be 12 hours community service, not 12 months, I may have misspoken. So 12 hours community service, the course costs and surcharges. Okay. I think I'll take the deal with teachers.
You want to take that offer?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. So do you happen to have, insurance now and a driver's license, or is that something that you're gonna need some time to?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some time to get that.
Okay. Have you been in touch with DMV as to what conditions you would need to meet in order to get a valid license?
I have not yet, sir. I'll have to go to the DMV to see what I need.
It might be easier if you call the driver control section on the phone.
Okay.
They can give you that information over the phone. You may be able to get it online now. I don't know. It's been a while since I dealt with that, but we're going to have to set this over into November. Give you a chance to get started on getting these conditions completed.
That's good. Thank you.
November 8th at 9.
Except for that one person. You know who you are.
November 8th at 9 a.m. Did you want to write that down?
Yes, please. I don't have a pen.
Mr. McCrary will let you down the pen that he has. November 8th, 9 a.m.
So he got his wish. He's proper persona pro per. Hey guys, guess what pro per means? Proper persona. So he is literally proper persona, proper persona. And he said it a couple times. That's my boy. That's my boy. Okay, let's dive into Shapiro. As soon as I show him, you guys are going to remember him. And this is why this is so exciting that I got this clip, because Georgia got hit with a hurricane and has been blacked out. No courts. I mean, even my always there courts were just gone. This is the first Georgia court that I've seen since the hurricane that popped up. And it's the only one. None of them popped up today except for this one. So, and I don't know if it's a person living person, proper persona, proper living, capital letters, under no jurisdiction, but where I signed a contract with traveling. I got it. Casey, I got it. Okay, so I'm trying not to look at the chat while I'm talking, but I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. Everybody just all right, I'm just gonna close my eyes. We're gonna go to Shapiro. And we said it again. Man, oh man, oh man. Here we go. Why? Why can't they all just be one volume? Hey, Gemma. I hope everybody had time to turn their stuff down. I will not do this ever again. Every day I'm going to run them all through the normalizer. Every day. It's going to take longer, but every day I'm going to. I thought it sounded fine to me upstairs, but now that I'm here, it's loud. See if that worked. Here we go. This guy takes you on a roller coaster. Guys, grab your tissues. Get ready. There is a.
All right.
There's some crack when he leaves too.
Vehicles here. 23 CR 1757.
It was on the trial calendar. And, it's on the trial calendar for Monday, I guess. It also has another case, right, 24 CR 1010. I don't think that's been, well, it was arraigned today. All right, Mr. Shapiro, tell me what we're doing today.
As Your Honor recalls, Mr. Grindle had a motion to suppress that was heard a little bit back, where Your Honor.
Do you remember him? Do you remember this attorney? Do you remember him? He has a bad day, guys.
Heard argument, and I think it ended up being one of those that was a close call, but ultimately was denied. And I think Your Honor appropriately approved a request for interlocutory appeal, and the Court of Appeals declined to hear that in an interlocutory posture. I've explained that to Mr. Grindle, and the state has offered for him to close both cases together to a decent plea offer of 20 serve 6, and that's what we were prepared to come today to do. In all candor to Mr. Grindle, I did not talk with him much about the PWIT because I figured we'd just wrap it together with the trafficking based off of the negotiations in that case. So I do hear him on that. Other than that, I do believe he's very displeased with the way I've handled the case and represented him. I think he's displeased with my efforts.
I thought of Grindelwald right away.
Might have his own words to say. I don't know if he wants to or not. Frankly,
I posted it.
It's one where I don't really know what I did to make him so mad at me. But, but
I'm not mad at you.
Either way, though, he's frustrated about the process, and maybe it's not at me, but he's frustrated. I think one thing he will bring up is it is my understanding and my belief that he did waive his jury trial. I talked to Ms. Palmer about that, and her and I were both here when it got signed. Your Honor was here when it got signed. For whatever reason, and I don't know if it's my fault or why it didn't get filed. It probably is my fault. I don't have a filed copy and we can't find it. It is not my position that he didn't sign it though. Because I remember talking through it with him, and I know he would say that he didn't know what he signed. That's up to him to say if he wants to say that, but I'm not going to say that for him because I know what I explained to him and I know what I had him sign, and I'm not going to take a different position in front of the court. So I don't know if he's asking to withdraw that jury trial right, which then leads to the next question of, Your Honor heard the facts of the motion to suppress. I don't know why a jury trial would even be a good idea. But again, I've explained all this to Mr. Grindle, and I was prepared to come in and help him close his case, but
I'm not going to, but I should have found his clip from before where he had a bad day and he was arguing with the prosecution team. It was awesome. He gets very unprofessional. Like right now, he is tearing down his client.
but
Can I speak on it?
yes, and just to you mind if Mr. Grindle addresses the court?
Oh, go ahead.
Your Honor, I was coming in 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the day that I came and I was picked up outside of your chambers. I was coming in that day to take a plea
What?
that I was told by Mr. Shapiro that there was agreed upon. It was a 15-5 suspended upon doing the drug court program again.
And real quick, that's his version of the offer. What I told him was 15-5 with a REACT referral. I understand that that's your
The
position.
Go ahead, Mr.
defendant.
Grindle.
This is
So
Grindle.
that's what I
This
was
is
coming in
Shapiro.
that day for. And I was here on time. I just had to go down to the clerk of courts room to handle some stuff because I ain't had a ride and I was not. And I didn't know anything of that court that day until 3 o'clock the day before. So on my behalf of that. But either way, I was late, and I understand that as to being wrong. But he's saying that I signed the paper, and I remember the day that I signed the paper sitting in the back of the courtroom right here, and it was nothing said that I would be waiving my right to a trial because, for one, you said yourself when you listened to the motion, and the motion was denied because the state asked that it would be denied because of the fact that it was not done in a timely manner. Okay, I can't file the motion. And he says he was only represented me for, how many months did you tell me? 6, just before that, right?
Yeah, I think just.
So if you only represented me that, and then I had a committal hearing for both of these charges, I was arrested at the same day. I was booked into Hall County Detention Center, arrested, went to committal hearing all the same day. And so why am I just now getting arraigned on one of them whenever it was dropped down in the same committal hearing that the trafficking charge was on? That same charge was dropped down to a possession because there's no intent charge there.
No, he's not on. There's no Georgia courts on. I want him. He'll be back.
I mean, if you look over it, if he looks over it, if anybody can look over it, there's no intent there. There was 14 grams and a syringe and a pipe was what was found on my person or in my possession.
He didn't say pie.
Yes.
He said pipe.
But that's what it was. And at the committal hearing, it was dropped down and it was said that it wasn't. And then you said that yourself that the state couldn't bring that up and try to hold that against me in the case of the trafficking charge, right?
Well, they can
Is that
now.
not what you said? You didn't see that was fit?
So what you're getting at is the 404 motion they filed this.
I don't know all the exact potent motions and anything that was, the legal aspect of it. But I can tell you this, is that you gave me the best 10 years of my adult life.
Yep.
Through your programs and your treatment. And
I say that to judges all the time. You gave me the best 10 years of my adult life.
I had a wreck in 2017 that just about killed me. And I was doing good, man. I mean, I'm not going to I feel like I've been through hell and just trying to get help, to get the aspect of my health back. Not to mention my mental health and the depression that I've dealt with. I mean, my life was on track to the day I wrecked. And you hear me? And I swear on everything. I mean, if I could get somebody here just to tell you that. I mean, people I work for, I had my own business going. I was doing things, you know what I mean? I was that close to buying a house. And now I have nothing. I don't have my family. I don't have my relationships. I was had a fiance and was that close to a life. And I have to go to prison now. I mean, and then believing that I was going to get the chance to, go back to the program and try to get myself straightened out. And him to say here and say that was never an option. Why would it be suspended sentence? Why would he told me a 15 to 5 suspended? If there was some reactive, that don't even make sense. The react is part of the Department of Corrections. You know what I mean? And you know that as well as I do. That's not, why would he told me he suspended something? And I realize he's got a caseload and a half and their whole office does. I understand that. But I have not had money. And I told him on my medical issues and I was trying to just put this off a little bit longer. I mean, I'm that close to disability. And or at least getting my knee replaced where, I'm starting to get my depression. I've been trying to go to counseling and stuff, over the good news. I've been begging, bleeding for medical assistance, for disability. I've got a lawyer working on that and it's just going to throw every bit of that away. You know what I mean? And it's going on since 2019 and I know I did wrong. I'm not here to say I'm not guilty. I'm not here to say that. I'm just here begging, the mercy of this court and the state to have a little sympathy. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to try to take advantage of that. And I believe you. You know my scenario. You know my life. We spent a lot of many years together. Did we not?
Yes, sir. Well, Mr.
And
you know, you did good in drug court.
I did, and then I messed it up, and I'm not denying that. And I went through the DUI court even after, because you said you're not giving up on me.
I was shocked to see you when you.
All right, a real quick summary because oh, you can't see. Never mind. This guy wants treatment, but he's charged with trafficking. There's no treatment for trafficking. You go to jail.
Show back up on the calendar with these drug charges,
And I even called Moore in Looking County.
it did look like your life had come unraveled. I mean, I got to watch that video, and it certainly was. Your life went together like it was when I had seen you before. You know, obviously, I don't know all the reasons and that sort of thing. And I think there's been some disconnect between everybody here.
It happens twice.
End
That
of the
was
day.
one.
I thought you waived your right to
That's it. It won't
jury
happen
trial,
again.
but I don't see a paper that says that. And I'm not gonna hold you to, if there's not a piece of paper, you didn't do it. And, you know, I'm not saying Mr. Shapiro's been, I think there was a piece of paper, but it's not filed, and that's a very important right. I'm not gonna hold you to it if there's not been a paper filed. And so I think that just means we're back in the posture of, right now, you're facing a jury trial.
You know what's funny about that? I have American Sign Language clip I was going to play. It just because it's American Sign Language and we do the interpreters all the time, but I didn't get it ready. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
I think that, you know, you're in jail now on a bench warrant, and it's unfortunate because, I mean, I heard you in the hallway when you showed up. You were late. It was like 10 o'clock or 10:15, and the calendar was at 9. And normally that would have been that huge a deal. Mr. Shapiro would have been like, oh, come on, Judge, let's just keep on going. Let's deal with it. But I had already released my court reporter, and I'd already told him I didn't need jurors because there were like 3 cases that were supposedly going to go to trial, and one pled, one did. You were late, so I issued a bench warrant, and I forget what happened to the other one, but basically I'd already released my court reporter, released the jurors, and so I didn't really have much choice. I couldn't pull it all back, and so that's why you got arrested on the bench warrant, because you weren't here on time. Mr. Shapiro, if you need more time to work with Billy and see what you need to do, I'm okay with that. I mean, if he needs to see a Vita at the jail to try and deal with some of the mental health stuff, I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, we got to deal with this. I mean, you're charged with trafficking, right?
No, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think it's country, state, and then the branches of service. That's why it's like that. You wouldn't put, I mean, I know the other judge did, but he's clearly separating it. Country, state, branches of service.
If what I saw in the video was right, they found a bunch of drugs in your pocket, and we can't get around that. We got to deal with that, right?
Right,
but if you need more time to deal with that, I'll give you more time, and you wouldn't find a better defense attorney than Mr. Shapiro, except for maybe Mr. Callahan sitting behind him. But you got a dream team there. They're busy, but they're going to spend some time and talk to you and see if they can't work it out. And you know, I don't want to get lost in everything. That it's a pretty serious charge. You know, you got to deal with this. But I don't want you to feel like you're getting rushed. I want you to have time to talk.
Tokyo, we were talking about that the other day. The United Nations Sign Language guy. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
well, I mean, is there a chance that I could possibly get back out? I mean, you know, I'm not going to run. I'm not, obviously, like I said, I wasn't trying to avoid the situation or not handle it head on to the date. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think you're gonna need to deal with this because, you know, if you were convicted of trafficking, whether by police or something else, I can't even give you a delayed reporting date. You gotta go right then if there's custodial time. So I don't think I'd be withdrawing the bench warrant, but I'll give you more time so y'all can talk and see if you can't figure something out. And, so why don't you do this, Mr. Shapiro, why don't you talk to Mr. Grindle? You let me know Thursday whether you want to continue his case off of the trial calendar for next week, because the state needs to know, because they need to know whether they got to get their witnesses here and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a little bit of a hustle for them if they need to get their witnesses here. So y'all check to see, are your witnesses available? Mr. Shapiro, you and Mr. Callahan talk to Mr. Grindle and see, just see where we are and what we're doing. Let us know Thursday. But I'm not gonna push him to go to trial. I want to give y'all a chance to figure stuff out.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's that.
Oh, I can't stop it yet because the crack is coming again.
I mean, there gotta be stuff to do. I can't go to rehab or do anything.
Yes, I want my space.
I'll probably have to come out to the jail. I'm gonna be in Nelson Road. I'll try to come at some point.
I want my time. There it goes. Bye, crack. I mean, bye, whatever.
All right, I think you got Mr. Quesenberry.
We are going to see Mr. Quisbury next. And this is where Josh, I can't keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that? This is where Mr. Shapiro, Attorney Shapiro, really just, he unravels. He's especially at the end. Here we go.
All right, what we doing, Mr. Quesenberry?
So, right now, you want a trial or do you want a plea?
You are
If-
very welcome. Thank you, Casey.
I really would like to try to find Randy.
Judge, I've spoken to Ms. Palmer about this. I'm just making a request for my client. You know, I know this, we've got a trial calendar, we got to move cases, and I'm otherwise ready to handle this case. My client did send me proof of some medical issues he's been having. From reviewing it, it looks like he's had some issues with walking pneumonia. It's an issue he's had since 2014, so I don't know where he's at with that right now. I just know that that's what the medical documentation I looked at says. He's at, I guess what he's asking for is a continuance from the trial week, based off those medical issues. But I think the state's otherwise ready, and it's another one where I think he ought to take his plea offer, but it's not my decision, I guess. So I guess what I'm asking for is a continuance, but based off of his medical concerns. I mean, the medical concerns are real, and I know he has them. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure why that prevents a trial from next week.
That's his attorney.
Yeah.
State of position.
Your Honor, state would be ready for trial next
you,
week. But
Tokyo.
that's the court's discretion. I do know in speaking with Mr. Shapiro and Mr. Quisenberry, with their both consent, Mr. Shapiro was speaking, both of us to the defendant, and he was present. I believe Mr. Quisenberry has medical issues and he would like to resolve this later on. But then he also mentioned there's a potential witness that he feels like could exonerate him, that he wanted more time to find. I'm not quite sure what exactly is the reasoning. State would be ready next week, but we would leave it up to the court. But I will say for the record, the defendant was quite vocal about him wanting not to go to trial next week.
Well, Mr. Westbury, just stay right there. Let's look through our calendar for next week and see where we are. This could be off the record and everything.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Well, go back on the record. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I apologize for the commotion outside. Not only do I have walking pneumonia, I also have an enlarged heart. Probably gonna have to have surgery or whatever. It's probably gonna take a couple months. So I'm just trying to get that taken care of. I do really want to fight the case. I do truly believe I have the case beat. The plea is so good though. I mean, who wouldn't, just to get it over with? But then at the same time, with my heart condition, I'm kind of nervous having to worry about I'm in home health care. I live with a gentleman, he's 69. He has no one else. I'm a single father of a 13-year-old girl. So that's stress. And then having to come up with money to pay these probations and all this and all that. And I've called every week for 52 weeks, Your Honor, to this courthouse and asked them if I was on trial, court date.
They think alike, and they are both Steve.
It's basically self-inflicted probation. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm a troublemaker anyway. I'm not any risk. I'm not a flight risk. I'm not none of that. I turned myself in. I'm just asking for the mercy of the court, and yeah, I just need if I could work through these health issues, that's all I need.
So you have any documentation about, this heart condition, that sort of thing? When you go into the doctor?
So
I started on the 9th, but with my insurance and everything, I don't have a job. This case has completely ruined my life. Completely.
Mr. Shapiro, did you say you had some documentation?
There's an imaging thing. I haven't had a chance to go do the imaging because there's a copay. And that's on my heart.
Honestly, Judge, I'm looking through this. To me, that's exactly why he needs to plead a disorderly. You can just get this behind him, but I don't see why that takes more stress. But
And I don't understand.
so the medical history.
So if you didn't hear that, he can plead to disorderly and get this all wrapped up. He can just plead disorderly and get this all wrapped up. And if he doesn't, he could face 20 years in jail and a jury trial.
Your Honor.
Why we can't take the new evidence of the witness that nobody spoke of.
No.
So I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm asking. I'm not. That's all I can do is ask. All you can say is yes or no, and I'll take it, and we can move on. And I just need a little more time if I could think about this, and maybe him and I could reschedule, and I could take everything that he has to say. Because I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not trying to say this course was bad or anything. I'm just begging for a little more time to find out what I need to do about my health. I could walk out of here and there's a chance I might not even make it to the dang parking lot, Your Honor. I'm not a risk.
I'm asking, do we have medical documentation? Because this offense allegedly occurred July 31st of 2023. So that's
Yes, sir.
over a year ago.
And I've went through 2 lawyers, and
Okay, I think it was aggravated assault. I think it has something to do with like getting into a fight or hitting someone or hurting someone. And he's going to drop it down to disorderly.
I've called every week to see if there was court. I've been completely open with the court. I haven't fought, hid, or anything.
Judge, I think that it looks like that the encounter, the medical documentation, it says that it was reviewed and signed
On September 9th.
on September 12th, 2024.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago, Your Honor. It just came
Came out
about.
of us.
Sorry.
September 12th, 2024. And on there, it says that he did have an enlarged heart
Do you mind if I speak?
of pneumonia, and that he had some abnormal chest results, is what that thing says on the 12th. And that he's been diagnosed with walking pneumonia since 2014.
Since 2014.
The medical issues that he's been telling me about they seem to be confirmed. Again, I'm not trying to make light of it. I just don't know why that continuing this would alleviate that stress, particularly when the state's offer is disorderly conduct, non-report. So I'm asking for a continuance according to my client's wishes. I'm trying to figure out the link
We're gonna
between.
put a pin in that for a second. Have a seat. I'm gonna go off the record on this case specifically. I just want to go over the court list. Do y'all have a copy of the proposed trial calendar that was sent out?
We do, Judge.
So you have that, Mr. So Misty Adams closed. Fernando Sandoval was transferred to juvenile court. Cruz, Lena, that was continued because Mr. Skipper just got the case. Dylan Shope
Okay.
closed. Kendrick Swain,
I thought he said one more thing. So what's happening now is the judge and the lawyers are going through the trial calendar, and they go through it for a while. And I didn't cut it out. So I'm going to fast forward it a bit. Nope, nope, not yet. Okay, here we go.
all right. I tell you what, Mr. Questberry, here's what I'm gonna do, because I don't see that delaying your case really is a benefit to anybody. You said there was a witness you wanted to find. Who's the witness?
His name's Randy Kane. He was actually there through the whole ordeal, and he could testify that I was not irate.
He just wants to know the name. That's it.
I mean, is he local? Is he?
Pardon me, he's homeless now. I would have found him already, but I thought he was already on the witness list. So I haven't really, I have so much going on in my life, Your Honor, with my job and my daughter and everything, that I was just waiting on the court to come up, and then I was gonna start
How
trying to
old's
figure out
Mr.
what I have to
Kane?
do. Pardon me?
How old's Mr. Kane?
62, it's my mom's boyfriend. He's homeless. He lives in the Flower Branch area. I'd really like to maybe see if my lawyer could see if he's on the docket anywhere somewhere, and I could check all the homeless shelters, all that good stuff. And, it is what it is. But I mean, it's a good plea, but I'm completely innocent of all these. Once we talk to Randy, that would be so. Either way, if I do take it to trial, I go to jail or prison, I would like to at least have my medication and everything in order, so that way I don't die in prison of a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Or not being able to, and I just, at this point, Your Honor, I'm overwhelmed. I feel nauseous right now. My head's thumping. Trying not to be emotional.
The attorney just said to him, I don't know if you heard it, you can't go to prison. I'm sorry, you can't die in prison if you don't go to prison. And that's what the plea offer is.
About this.
Yes.
In all actuality, I asked them to ask you if you could give me till January. Because I may have to have surgery. I may have to have a stent put in.
One second.
There's no telling.
I've had clients all day asking me to ask you for ridiculous things. I'm not asking for ridiculous things.
Yeah, no. Mr. Questberry, I understand
Oh,
your concern about
relax.
your health, but I'm just a firm believer in, pushing through, get stuff done one way or the other. You're charged with aggravated assault for allegedly hitting this woman in the head with a rock. causing serious bodily injury, what it says.
And also, so if any of that were true and I was a risk to the community.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. One, that seems pretty straightforward, right? And it seems like that would be pretty easy to tell if somebody got hit in the face with a rock. And it happened allegedly in July, end of July of 2023.
July.
There's been a long time that this has been pending. It got indicted July of 2024. And I believe that there was a little bit of struggle getting you qualified for a court-appointed attorney, but the PD's entered an appearance on August 20th of 2024. So they've had the case for over a month now. So here's what I'm inclined to do. I'm not going to continue the case. I'm going to leave it on the trial calendar. I will leave it open for a negotiated plea until Monday morning. I'll have jurors report at 1 o'clock. So I can have them call in at 10 to see if they need to report at 1. Can I do that, Christy?
Yeah, sure.
That way I don't have to pay for jurors if nobody's going to have the trial, if nobody shows up. And I want to give you a little more time to talk about it, Mr. Quisenberry. But at the end of the day, 3-day trial, we just need to get that done. We need to try it and get it done. And my feeling is just it's better to deal with things than put them off. Putting them off just makes everybody worry. So I'll see you Monday. You stay in touch with your attorney. Hopefully they can find this witness for you. I looked on the computer. I can't see that.
The imaginary
Anybody
witness.
with that name,
Good luck.
doesn't appear that anybody's had a case since 2022. There was a traffic case in 2022. For
That's
that
when he lost his
person.
license.
So, but if he's your mom's boyfriend, you should be able to find him. So I'll see y'all Monday morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
If I could just put on the record, I think everybody's in agreement that if he were to go to trial, he faces a max of 20 years.
Aggravated assault carries a maximum sentence of 20, minimum of 1, which can be served on probation, and count 2 simple battery, maximum sentence of 12 months. So that's
21.
correct.
Your Honor, I'm aware of all that. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for the outburst earlier.
That's all
I'll call
right.
you tomorrow.
I'll see you Monday. Okay,
And
thank you.
I just want to put on the record that state's revoking the offer as of, of now, clearly, just to make sure he knows that the offer's no longer on the table.
All
I
right, we're gonna
missed
be in
that
recess.
part.
Bye.
The offer's gone. It's too late. Dude's going to jail. And I mean, he's right about the medicine. So you go into jail. I think even if you are self-surrendering, turning in on a specific date and time, you don't get your medications at all. So the medications, even if you self-surrender and you have all your paperwork and medications ready, it takes a couple days no matter what. So he is not going to get his heart medication for a couple days if he goes to jail. And that's crazy. He literally could just die in jail because of this. I don't I do not understand what he just did. And it's too late. There's nothing he can do about it now. He's going to trial. And like I don't know if you heard the judge say, so he's had pre-trials and arraignments and everything before. And it sounds like during the pre-trial, they showed a video of him hitting her in the face with a rock. It's on video. It's not like this person said and this person said. It's on video. Oh my gosh. So I guess that's why Mr. Shapiro is so frustrated today. I would be too. But he gets very unprofessional and he gets frustrated. He just does. Mhm. So I had one more clip, and it was the language was Karini, and I'm probably saying that wrong, and that's fine. Um, it I was listening to it, and it sounded very, Hawaiian. I thought I was grabbing a Hawaiian clip for you guys, but no, it's Karenni, which is in Myanmar, right? Myanmar, and remember the judge the other day, he was talking about, can't remember the whole he was talking about a country like going to fuck it, and he said that right in his docket. Well, this Myanmar is right near there, and I think Fozzie was there before. It's right by Thailand and Bangladesh. So I have nothing weird happens. It was just a language we haven't heard before that sounds it just sounds so Hawaiian to me. I don't know, ooh, ah. Um, but it's not downloading. I mean, I just can't get it. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. There, that's it. Yeah, I'm looking right at the map. Well, no, it looks like it's way below Thailand. Look, it says, you were there, so I'm gonna believe you, but there's the map that I was looking at. Okay, so this whole thing is Thailand? I can't move it. Oh, yeah, I can. So this is all Thailand? Wow. Is this Thailand too? Wow. Anyway, it's from here. We'll play that tomorrow. Oh, I missed one. Oh, Lori. Lori, I hope you're here. I'm desperately searching for it. It's right in front of me. Do not worry. I got a tiny little couple second clip of your husband and his new beard. Ooh. I didn't have time to look through his docket yet, but I did see that he was on and I did get a clip. Here it is.
If you would please rise, sir. You realize one of these days we're gonna have like 4 in a row for traffic arraignments, and you're gonna be having sore knees. Do you solemnly swear or affirm?
He just told the interpreter he was gonna have sore knees because someday he's gonna have so many that he's gonna have to keep standing up. But there he is. There he is. Look at his beard growing. It's very nice. It's very lovely. I'm gonna try this again because it was so quick.
If you would please rise, sir.
And he's smiling and he's
You
laughing
realize
and
one of
he's
these days
making
we're gonna have
everybody
like 4
else
in a row
laugh.
for traffic arraignments, and you're gonna be having sore knees. Do you solemnly swear or affirm?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's your husband. He's doing fine. I'll try to go through his docket today too. And maybe you know who else I got? I got Judge Cutie Pie. Do you remember the judge? He looks very tall. He has like a very handsome like baby face, and he has like the curly hair on the top from Colorado. I got I got an interesting little trial from him, and there's a lot of Russian in it. There's a Russian translator and Russian accents, so that will be fun. Fun. Okay. This is this one. This is Ohio. The last guy, the guy who's going to die in prison because he's an idiot, that was Georgia. Okay. Now we're gonna see, since I can't find that clip, but it's not downloading. We're gonna go to after Judge Fleischer's docket yesterday. So Judge Fleischer had his whole docket yesterday, and it was a busy docket. I mean, it wasn't very busy. It wasn't very dead. It was just a normal docket. And then he's like, "Okay, nerds, we're done. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to play Fortnite." And then he leaves. and he shuts down the live stream, and we all go about our day just like we always do. Okay? Out of the blue, out of nowhere, his live stream starts up. I don't know how many minutes later it was. It wasn't like 2 minutes later. It was a bit later. I already got my computer set up and I got comfy and all of a sudden I get this ding on my phone. Oh, what the
She'll probably see them fighting. Yeah, I know this is right here. And just put spin right underneath it, just kind of. Because really, that's all they need, you really, you know, you put the date and all that.
Oh, there's one line.
I've never.
Yeah, I went live for just a second because, you know, I forgot, hey, guys, I forgot to do something while I was still here. And, you know, we had a lot of business today and I'm just in such a rush and just to get back to go, you know, play Fortnite that I forgot to say hello to Nathan and Noel. And guys, you got to get back to bed. If you don't do it, then I'm just going to come after you. I'll issue warrants myself. So you got to listen to dad. You got to listen to mom. If you don't, then I'm going to come after you. So guys, we love you. Have a great evening and see you soon. Hey, R2, Douglas, what's going on, guys?
wasn't that nice? Wasn't that nice? Now this was like a new person to the chat. So this isn't like Jasmine or Amanda Panda or someone who's there every day and the judge knows them, blah, blah, blah. Nope, this was a new person to the chat and the judge just helped him with his kids. And it was so cool. So cool. I think that it literally was this person's first day in this chat, I think. That judge, gosh, he's so good. Okay. Now it's time for Fleischer with the tie on. So you know he means business because he has his tie on. You can lay your hat on. Oh, and he's banging around and clicking.
Let's roll.
Page 1, Adame Fabian.
Trudy, Judge Trudy. Do you know where Judge Trudy is?
Mr. Adami, you're charged with unlawful restraint. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I have.
On September 23rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a welfare check at 10-0101 Morocco Road in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant, the defendant's girlfriend, stated she had been living with the defendant for about 4 months, was doing housework in the room with the defendant, and the defendant went through the complainant's.
You got me. You got me. Yep. Judge Trudy is a character on Bones. Yep. Not a real judge.
Phone before leaving the residence. The complainant stated she was on the phone with her friend when the defendant called, but the complainant did not answer the defendant. The defendant texted the complainant asking what she was doing. The complainant replied she was on the phone with her friend, and the defendant became upset and texted her to leave the residence. The complainant stated she heard a door being slammed, realized the defendant had returned, and the defendant walked into a room with a trash bag for her, telling her to pack her shit and leave. The complainant asked the defendant why the phone was hung up, and he told her that stuff was found on her phone and stated he wanted to slap her. The complainant stated the defendant slapped her face with his right hand and told her to get out. The complainant walked out of the residence and the defendant agreed to take her to a friend's house. That's when the defendant and the complainant argued for approximately 10 minutes in the vehicle, during which the defendant punched her 4 times with his right hand on her left shoulder, and the complainant was about to get out when the defendant stated that he would beat the shit out of her if she did leave the vehicle. The complainant tried twice to leave the vehicle, and both times the defendant threatened her. The defendant stated, "Why do you keep crying, you bitch? I really want to slap you. What are you scared of?" The complainant went to the restroom, left the phone in the vehicle after the defendant said to do so, but the defendant followed her, told her to get out of the bathroom, and gave her two choices: to either call her ex-boyfriend or go to Bissonnette Street to give herself out. The complainant stated she felt pain both times she was hit, but did not require medical attention. The complainant said she was scared of the defendant. The defendant was ID'd with his Texas identification.
So they charge a felony assault on him, I see. And this,
Yes.
It's an assault of previous judge.
Previous.
he has, from what I see, a prior felony assault of a pregnant person. Tell me it's the same complaining witness. Mr. Adame, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Does not appear to be the same complainant, Your Honor.
If I drug test you now, what are you going to test positive for? I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what you're going to test positive for. Why are you so angry?
Oh, Judge, I got rage. You don't even know.
You know, this life can be a great life where you have a lot of fun, or it can be a completely rotten, miserable life. And now you're working on your third case, right? All of them violent offenses where at some point your ass is going to get thrown into prison. What do you think they'll do to a small guy like you in prison? This is your second time now you're facing up to 10 years in prison. You and I are now going to work on this anger issue. And if you don't, I'm going to keep you with me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
First thing we're going to do is I'm sending you for a drug test. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have you come back and you and I are going to figure out what to do to work on these anger issues so it stops. How old are you? Well, how old?
22.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Looking at concrete.
Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
That's the first thing we're also going to work on as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to send him for right now for a drug test. We'll have him come back and we'll go from there. If you fail to come back, or if you fail to take the drug test, I will double what your felony bond is right now. Do you understand me? Okay, I'll have you sign a reset and then you'll get with Rachel and we'll see you back here in half an hour.
I'm gonna sign for your reset. Garza, Julia, page 10.
Barbecue sauce in the water. That's what happened. That's why it wasn't delicious.
Did you say you were present on this case?
Oh, I just was making a joke about how whatever name you called out.
Oh, okay.
He said it was Julia.
Yeah. You don't know, I can share my rights.
Judge, I have the case number for the co-defendant.
Is she here with, or is this person here with us?
Yes, they're in custody. In South
Why is Pineda in custody? Doesn't seem fair where one person's in custody, the other one's not. Either one or both should be in custody.
DOT people.
Okay. Miss Julia Garza, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you.
On September 23rd, 2024, officers made contact with the complainant at 1801 West Bay Area Boulevard in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, a Target employee, stated the defendant Garza arrived at the store alone, selected several items from different aisles, and placed them in a cart. The defendant was later observed to meet with the second defendant, Pineda, and walked together past all points of sale without purchase. The complainant stated the second defendant, Pineda, was pushing the cart while defendant one.
Also, Fozzie, It's a known fact that if you cook something, it doesn't taste as good as if someone else cooks it for you. Everyone else probably thought it was fine.
Garza was walking beside him. The total stolen was $708.73. Defendant 1 was ID'd with a Texas ID, and defendant 2, Pineda, was identified with the date of birth.
So you said this is at a Target, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the fact that a case is dismissed play into the 2-year rule? So she had a case that was dismissed in 20, I guess that's, is that why? Did you looked into it? Okay, I imagine you did. Ms. Garza, how old are you? Since 2022, we are now in 24, since a year and a half ago.
Guys, remember last night? Remember yesterday morning, I mean. Remember I said, Canada, come to the stream, Canada, and look. Hello. Welcome. Thank you.
You've picked up an endangering of a child, assault of a family member, assault, bodily injury, theft, possession of a controlled substance, and now another theft. So that is in a year and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hi, Susu.
And now on your 9th case. If I send you to get drug and alcohol tested right now, what are you going to test positive for?
Marijuana.
What else? That's about it. I'm sending you right now for a drug and alcohol test. You must come right back. If you fail to come back, I will quintuple or 10 times the bond amount. Do you understand?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
Nothing at the moment. I stay home and take care of it.
You stay home what?
I take care of my child.
You have a child. How many kids you got? 4 kids.
That those child elements, those are my kids.
Well, I want to send her for a
They're
drug
really
test and we'll have her come right back. We will also go through every single one of your theft cases to see where all the places are. And we will talk about your bond conditions as to what you can and can't do. But first thing I want to know, what is in your system? The other thing you need to understand is you're now working your 9th case. At some point, CPS is going to get involved in your life. And when that happens, it's not going to be, it's just, has CPS been involved in your life? Now, are they involved in your life now? Good. Okay, let's do it.
Right this way. Martinez, Elias. Page 15 and 16.
My husband found this stove one time in the 19 years we were married. He cooked chicken, nothing else, no sides, just deep fried chicken leather one time. Oh, the judge is mad, guys. Duck, cover, drop the roll.
Can't even look this way, can you? Mr. Elias Martinez, you have an assault from 2022, assault of a family member. While you were on bond for that assault, you picked up a second assault and an interference. Your first case is 400 days old. I have your bonds at around $15,000. Do you have a lawyer today? What do you do for a living, sir?
Service manager at a multi-property.
How much money do you make a month?
3,000.
You need a lawyer, because the next time you come here, we are either setting your case for trial or you're going to accept a plea bargain from the state. But at 400 days old and you pick up another assault and an interference, it's time to put these babies to bed. I am now ordering you to obtain a GPS monitor today, so I know where you are at all times and not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand? The next time you pick up a new case, you skip out on me. Your bonds are 15,000 now. I will quadruple them. Do you understand me?
I understand, Judge.
What kind of conditions do you want on these guys, if anything? This is Mr. Martinez. It's 2 assaults and an interference.
Judge, I was inclined to ask the court to consider finding the bond insufficient for the amount of family violence this defendant has. I mean, this is the same exact complainant. He's got an open case. He picks up another assault with the same complainant, and he's trying to stop her from calling the cops at the same time. This is within the same year, Judge. I think for the 17, 15 factors, when I think about those, the safety of the community, safety of the complainant, and he's not respecting the court's conditions either. He's not hiring an attorney. It's obvious he doesn't care about
Not
his court, about the community.
And that's why we set it at 15,000, right? I get it. Let's do this. I'd like to, when you have time today, can you do a rip to let's see if he's still trying to maintain contact with this person? Let's see what they want. And I want to know if he's still reaching out, because we have conditions that he's not supposed to be reaching out to her. He's paid a surety bond, so I can't just willy-nilly revoke his bond and put him in jail for the sake of doing it. But if he's violating conditions, that's another story. And I'm with
That's what I
you.
was asking, Judge.
I got it. So will you do that real quick?
Yes.
You have one setting. At the next setting, you will be set for trial. Do you understand? Take your seat for me in the jury box, sir.
Judge, he was remanded last setting, for picking up the new case and bonded out, and we did appoint Hunter, so are we taking Hunter off?
Oh, I didn't realize that. No, so let's do that. We'll wait. Do we know if Hunter's gonna be here today?
Hunter's been checking on the case, like when he went in. he kept
Okay,
coming in,
so
he got hold.
let's do this. I want to get the rip done. We'll have him sign a reset real quick. I'll have him take a seat in the jury box. We'll wait for Hunter to get here, and then he's gonna relay the offer to you.
I hope he
If you don't
smiles.
want it, I'm just gonna set your case for trial, and that's it. But I'm not gonna keep, does he have a GPS monitor on now? Wonderful, great. Don't have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do not be in possession of any weapons. Today, we figure out where we're gonna go.
Right this way.
Thank you, Reggie.
All right, Judge, page 22 and 23. Lilith, come on up.
22 and 23. Here we go. Sounds bad.
Good morning, Mr. Willis. Mr. Willis, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the weed case, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. On the gun case, you're facing up to a year. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, Alex.
On September 24th, 2024, at the 6500 block of North Wayside Drive in Harris County, Texas, officers observed a vehicle driving southbound with no headlights on at night. The officer got behind the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. Officers approached the vehicle and could smell a strong odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle, and the officers asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle. The defendant admitted to having marijuana inside the vehicle, and the defendant was then detained and a search was performed on the vehicle. Officers observed marijuana in the front passenger door and a semi-auto pistol under the driver's seat. The defendant was advised of his Miranda rights and admitted ownership of the gun. The marijuana was weighed without packaging and weighs 7 grams or 0.24 ounces.
Okay, Mr. Willis, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir? You're 20. What do you do in life?
I work.
Doing what? You're a security guard. How much money do you make a month? What are you gonna make an hour? Okay, who do you live with?
I'll tell you all.
No, who do you live with? Do you live at home with mom, dad, or, okay? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay. Do you have a Texas driver license, sir? You're not allowed to drive, Mr. Willis. I'm making that a condition of your bond, and I want you to know now, I don't think anything makes me more upset than when someone drops without a license in insurance. Don't, because it's the quickest way for you to go to jail and get both of your bonds raised up to 10 to 15,000. Don't do it. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then I will happily allow you to drive. But while you're in this court, don't drive. Do you understand? I'm ordering you also as a condition of your bond not to possess any weapons as well. If I find that you have.
Hey, if you're in here, make sure that you have that your account accepts gifts, because we're trying to make it green. Sometimes we don't, but sometimes we do.
Have a weapon, likewise, your bond will be revoked. You'll go to jail. You said you're 20, right? Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer? Okay. I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive.
A headband.
After that, I'm gonna get you to Victoria. We're gonna have you sign a reset, and then we're gonna get you out of here. Well, actually, no, I need bond conditions for no weapons. That's right. So, guys, can you file no weapons, please?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Willis, please do not drive. Don't pick up any new cases, otherwise you're gonna stay with me. Do you understand? Okay, man, come on.
All right, Alexander Alvis. Page 2.
Vic, who's this?
Page 2, Alexander.
Good morning, Mr. Alexander. So you're charged with terroristic
That's
threat. You're
awesome.
facing up to
Happy
6 months in jail
birthday.
and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
2024, officers were dispatched to 11-910 Chetman Drive in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the mother of the defendant, told the officers that her 11-year-old son, the second complainant, was riding his bike down the street when he passed the defendant. Complainant 2 and the defendant know each other. When they passed, the defendant began insulting the son, and the defendant pulled what appeared to be a tan handgun from his waistband and pointed at the second complainant while making remarks about shooting him. After the second complainant told his family about what happened, they went to look for the defendant and confronted him. The defendant reached into his waistband again, but the complainant's family was able to wrestle the gun away, which turned out to be a BB gun. The officers noted that the BB gun appeared to be very similar to a real gun in appearance.
Alexander, are you here with anyone today? Sure. Who are you here with? Go grab her, please. Go grab your mom.
Are your mom? Yeah. Come on up.
Come on up, Mom.
Good morning.
Hi, thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Did you hear everything that happened?
Some of it, I couldn't hear all of it.
Let's hear it again. Okay, do you mind, please? Thanks.
On September 23rd, officers were dispatched to 11-910 Chetman Drive in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the mother of the 13-year-old boy, told the officers that her son was riding down the street riding his bike when the son passed the defendant. The complainant and the defendant know each other, and when they passed, the defendant began insulting the son, and the defendant pulled what appeared to be a tan handgun from his waistband and pointed it at the complainant while making remarks about shooting him. After the complainant told his family about what happened, they went to look for the defendant and confronted him. The defendant reached into the waistband again, but the complainant's family was able to wrestle away the gun. which turned out to be a BB gun. The officers noted the BB gun appeared to be very similar to a real gun in appearance.
It's lucky he's not charged with aggravated assault. You know, they could charge you with a very serious offense where you're looking at serious time in prison. You're lucky they didn't, Mr. Alexander. How old are you, sir? You're 18. What do you do with yourself these days? Spit the gum out, man.
You chewing gum?
Your attitude toward me right now, Mr. Alexander, it really, really sucks. You have an air of arrogance on you. Either that or has he been with you all morning?
I'm sorry?
Has he been with you all morning?
Yes, yes.
If I drug test you right now, what's going to show up, Mr. Alexander? What's going to show up?
Your Honor, my mom's gonna kill me if I answer this question.
I'm sending him for a drug and alcohol
Or-
test right now. I'd like to know what, if anything, is in his system. We have to. I don't even know what to say, but all I know,
I mean, you brought me up here, so do I have permission to speak?
absolutely.
Okay, so respectfully, I would submit that these are the alleged charges. There is extenuating circumstances, and the report from the complainant is actually not accurate. That family has actually made verbal and written threats to my son, and we have proof of that. So while I understand that these sound quite egregious, it is not the whole story.
I understand. And I know that there's always two sides to a story. I get it. And you will have the opportunity. But within the first 5 minutes that I've met him, his behavior towards me, his demeanor, the way he looks, just
That's anxiety. He's standing in a courtroom. He's standing in the courtroom for the first time. And he doesn't have his attorney. He doesn't have an attorney yet. And this is a process that's foreign to him. So what I would, implore from you is don't take his demeanor as disrespect. He is anxious. He's been anxious all morning. He has been with me all morning, and he doesn't really know what to say. So I understand that you're getting a first impression from him, but he is still a very young adult, and this is his first experience in a courtroom.
right. I agree with you. Mr. Alexander, what you need to understand is that you're 18. You've got this bag of money on your neck, and this life is but a very, very short. Look at me. Look at me. This life is a very short one, and it can be a very happy life, or it can be a rotten, miserable existence of a life. What you do now will dictate the next 40 to 50 years of your life. You work hard now at 18 to 20 to 30 to maybe 40, so that you're not working like a dog when you're 70 to 80, and you can actually have a life and retire. This, by picking up criminal cases at 18, you're moving backwards. How far did you even make it in high school?
Martha, me and you can work together when we're 80. We'll have a great
I want you
time.
to answer. I want to get to know you, Mr. Alexander. I want to know what's, sorry?
Said 11th grade, Your
We said
Honor.
11th grade.
You need an education, Mr. Alexander. If you're going to do anything in this life, you need an education.
I got my education.
I want to do everything I can to help you out. Okay? I really do. If he's smoking weed, it stops today. Okay? I'm going to drug test him right now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. If he tests positive, then I'm going to test him again in 40 days, give or take. The marijuana stops now.
Hey, Thor.
And I want him to get back in school. He either needs to be in school full-time or get a full-time job so that he's not running in the streets. Mr. Alexander, I am also making it a condition of your bond that you're not allowed to have any kind of weapons whatsoever for any reason. I can give you a lawyer to try to help you out as much as I can, and I will waive all your fees so you won't be responsible for any cost for anything.
Thank you.
All I want is him to be as productive and as good of a person as he can be. And starting out with criminal cases at 18 and to where he can't even talk.
Hey, Julie. Hey, B24 Liberator. Hey, lurkers. Hey, replay crew. Get away.
Talk to me. We need to change that.
I just make a comment about the bond conditions.
Sure, of course.
I've done I called the complainant's mother in this case a few days ago and kind of spoke to her about what happened. And I learned that there is a history between this family and the defendant. Back in the summer, this defendant stole a gun out of the complainant's house. He asked to enter the house under the guise that his mother had kicked him out, went into one of the complainant's uncle's bedrooms and stole a gun. He FaceTimed the complainant's uncle a few days later, flashing the gun, telling them that he was going to come hit up the house while flashing the gun at him. They used to walk to the same bus stop. They used to come out of the same bus stop, the complainant and this defendant. The complainant is terrified of the defendant. We've asked for no contact. We've also asked for GPS monitoring because of that. They don't attend the same school, but they were stopping at the same bus stop. Now the complainant asks that his uncle walks into the school bus every day because he is so scared of the defendant. And as I think is mentioned in the PC statement, the complainant in this case is 13 years old.
Was there a police report filed for that incident?
There was. I have the incident number.
For that one you're referring to about the gun?
Yes, where the gun was stolen.
What happened? They didn't follow it up. They didn't call the police. They didn't, theft of a firearm is a very serious felony.
According to the complainant's mother, they filed a report. She provided me with an incident number.
How long ago was this?
This was she said July. It was in July. I can attempt to follow up with the responding agency. I'm not sure if it was the sheriff's office or not, but I mean, either way, there is like a history between these two families. And the complainant and his mother are both in fear of the defendant.
So, Mr. Alexander,
I would again submit that this family lives around the corner from us. We have never been approached. He lives at home with me. In July, we actually were in Panama for his 18th birthday. We weren't even home. There was never a time he was kicked out of my house.
were you out in Panama the entire month?
We were out in Panama from July 10th until the beginning of August, yes.
Well,
So,
that's not the entire month.
well, most of the month, excuse me. And in addition to that, no one has come to investigate anything at my house.
Okay, so, Mr. Alexander, I'm issuing a protective order over this child, this other kid. You're not allowed to have contact with this person or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand, sir? You're not allowed to be in possession of weapons. You're not allowed to have any kind of threatening or harassing behavior with this child. If they call back and they say that you have harassed them, then I will revoke the bond and I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I will not give you any more PR bonds. So all I'm asking you to do is stay away. No one is finding you guilty now. We're just asking that you guys separate and don't have any contact. That's it. I am going to put an ankle monitor so I know that you're not going anywhere near their house. But like I said, I'll cover the cost of anything, so it won't cost you guys anything. You must charge this thing on a daily basis, Ms. Alexander. If you don't charge it, the battery goes dead, then we will file a motion to revoke. Not a motion to revoke, but I'll revoke the bond. So as it stands now, what we'll do is I will send you now for a drug test. We're going to have you come back. I want to know what, if anything, is in it. And then I will provide you between now and then a lawyer, and we'll go from there. Do you have any other questions?
That family is in possession of my bicycle, not his, it's mine. They actually stole that from him. I would like my bike back.
There's proper channels to do it. I don't know how, but as it stands now, he can't go over there, can't have any contact with them
That's fine.
whatsoever. and I would venture to guess that if you go over there as well, it's probably gonna be even more bad blood, so
No, I don't have any.
perhaps you can find someone else, like another intermediary that can go over there and try to get a bike back. But at this point, just don't have any contact with them, and when you come back, then we'll have you speak to someone, okay? All right, I'm gonna have you sign go ahead.
Want to do it today?
Correct. Yes. Mr. Alexander, I want you to either get a job or get into school full-time. But when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. Your brain craves activity. It needs activity. And when you don't challenge yourself with either school or a job or anything, then bad things are they're just gonna come and happen. You have to occupy your life. You have to do something. Where we're headed now,
Hey, Legal.
you're going the opposite way of how you should be doing things.
Legal, I have some
This is
homework for you to do. Legal, please. None of your courts, one court in Georgia is currently doing anything right now because of the hurricane. So could you please just go to all of them and tell them to get back to work? Hurricane Schmurricane.
Not a good way to start at 18. All right, please. Can you file a protective order, please, on the child? Thanks.
Clicky, scrolly.
Do you have any more?
We have a Spanish one, I said like 35 minutes ago and haven't heard back.
Okay. Hey, hi, Dan. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Let's talk. Okay.
So we'll work on that today.
Okay. Okay.
She came last week. She's working, took off work from the work. We couldn't get the occupational license done. I believe we should come back again, and then we still couldn't get it done. And we rolled to Monday. In that process, apparently there was a call for her to do a drug test. She's on best line. She's not trying to dodge the court at all.
Come up, ma'am.
And it's more of a mistake. And
so I'm going to send her now.
yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Aurora. When they call you to take a drug and alcohol test, you have to show up, and when you don't, you revoke bonds. I'm going to send.
At work when the text.
They usually give you 4 hours to come down anyway, so it's not an immediate. All right, you got to get your ass over here within the next 10 minutes. No, they give you an sufficient amount of time to just kind of do what you need to do and then make it down here. I'm going to send you for one now. If you miss it again, I'm going to revoke your bond. Please. Okay. All right. So we'll send her for test now. And does she have an interlock now? Dan?
She has an interlock. She's got the occupation. She's got everything she needs for the occupational license.
Okay.
And Aurora has everything.
I'm going to grant it pending. I mean, if she's dirty, then it's.
Okay. I'm not worried about her. She does.
Okay.
So I need to come back.
No. If and there's something,
Yes, sir.
then I'll call you. But otherwise, you guys are free to go. But don't leave because I'm sending you for a drug test.
And then she'll come back to get the occupational license.
Correct.
Trying to.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Dan. All right.
Christian Willis?
We watched this during the day, but we watched chat. I think she comes back. Oh, Sandra came in for the win.
Alan.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
Yay.
Which on behalf of Tefman Kaufman, he did pick up multiple cases since being out.
Holy moly.
Yes. I wanted to try to get an evaluation done before.
Yeah, for sure. Of course. And it goes without saying that I can't give him a PR bond, right? Yeah, okay, so whatever you need, absolutely, for sure. Mr. Garza, Mr. Goins. Hey, guys, what's up? Come on up.
That's what you just signed, okay?
Is the gentleman here? Has he made it here yet? What's the guy's name again, Mr. Goins?
His name is Mr. Marcus.
Marcus Johnson.
That's right. Is Marcus the last name?
Johnson is his last name. Yeah.
Is he? It's weird because he's usually pretty,
Stephen, it's nice
I do
to
have
see
what
you
you asked for,
here.
Your Honor, the file.
so he filed a grievance against you.
Yeah, I know.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, the grievance is an inquiry now, so I'm not really worried about it. Well, he hasn't alleged that we did any misconduct, in my opinion. It seems like what he wants done is a trial, which is fine with me.
I thought he would, like, when we spoke last time, it sounded like he just wanted to be done and just done with it.
Right, Your Honor, he's under the wrong impression that evidence that he provided us would just get the case eliminated. And
I really broke it.
we've never had that conversation with him to tell him that I reviewed it, Mr. Goins has reviewed, what's given us, that is not going to be enough to just get the case over and done with. He does, from his felony assault, have quite a bit of credit, which may be enough, which Goins was just about to check his court clerk, may be enough to get rid of this case.
And I would certainly accept whatever you guys want to do. So if, I'm happy to do whatever you guys want to do. So, and I'm really surprised he hasn't checked in. Do you have a phone number for him? You want to try to reach him to see if he's, and then, I think all he wanted to do was kind of meet with you, is what it sounded like to me. I don't know.
I always call the office, set up an appointment.
I get it. So do you have anywhere else to go?
Mr. Goins,
he's not here. I don't want to have to make you wait. And I mean, if he doesn't show up by the end of docking, I'm gonna end up provoking the bond because he's supposed to be here and he knew he's supposed to be here. So I don't know if you guys want to wait,
oh, I'm willing to wait until end of business day, and then if he's not here, then I'm gonna go for the motion withdrawal.
I got it. And of course I'll,
No.
if he ends up not showing up,
Oh, I endorse it. I encourage it.
I'll revoke it and then I'll, of course, grant you withdrawal. Absolutely, but I'm really surprised he's not here because he's usually pretty punctual and he's never not. Yeah, I guess let's wait a little bit. Hopefully he shows.
I guess I have it in mind.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Mr.
Thank you. You have a good day.
So, Stephen, he really didn't check in? That's weird.
Yeah, I agree, because he's one of the questions here.
Dude's been here like over and over and over. I mean, I've got how many freaking settings?
One of the first ones in my door.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I thought it's Vincent, it's Johnson,
I'll even slap a few of yours if you want me to.
I'm wrong.
Okay, Mr. Goins, he is here.
Mr. Johnson. Must have went out in the hall.
I don't see him.
Yeah, he must have went.
I'll treat them just like they were my own.
Hey,
Oh man, I got you.
good morning.
Don't you
Morning,
worry.
Ron. My name is Don Guidry. I'm an attorney. Well, I'm out of Dallas, and I was here on a Christian Edinburgh.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
That's not good.
Well, if this case is 4,000 days old,
Yes, yes.
we were set to do a hearing. Tell me.
Yes, so, I spoke to Mr. Mike about it. I wanted to see if I can get what we county case before we present our case to court.
Today's the day of the hearing, right?
So I actually I don't see that it's set for a hearing, Judge. I said it's set
No,
for.
it's, we're darn, yes, we're set for a hearing. Absolutely. Yeah, because the case is 4,000 days old. He's picked up literally domestic
I'm gonna need everybody to just type tiny tie into the chat, please.
violence after domestic violence in not only different counties, but different states, right?
Yes, Judge, I understand.
Willfully took off for years and we're set for a hearing. Right? What?
The notes I took, you said he was supposed to find himself in for 90 days and then it.
Everybody who typed tiny tie, I hope you know that you are traumatizing my Go Psycho right now hard.
Then he said that then it image here.
Yeah. So is it today that the day that he's supposed to do the 90? Okay.
Based on like.
It's just not ready for hearing. So they're ready for it.
Okay, then I'm okay with that.
But I don't think defense wants that now.
Well, yeah, so I'll talk to, it's the 90 days per court or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, and then we can do it and I can give him time to turn in if he wants. I'm happy to do that. But we need to put this baby to bed. It's just way too old and it's time. But I'm happy to, if you want to do time to turn in, I'm happy to do that. But we need to do it today or I'm going to set up for a hearing. And then he's looking at an entire year. But I'm not, we need to make a decision today. Please, thanks. Mr. Johnson,
It means tiny tie.
they're here.
Yeah, that doesn't mean much, Ron.
I 100% agree with that. Absolutely.
I was hoping that you guys could, at the minimum, get together and talk about all the evidence that's out there and see what you guys want to do. Alex, what have you guys offered on this case? Have you offered?
210 days.
Okay.
He has 97 days credit, so he has time, so.
Maybe it's a normal tie, but it's just very cold in there.
Have credit if you wanted to do that. They've offered you time served in this case. How old is this case? It's not too old, so if you need more time, I'm happy to give you more time.
More time for what?
Discovery. To see, is discovery complete?
Yes, Your Honor.
Everything's in?
Everything's uploaded and shared, Your Honor.
Okay, all the discovery is in. So basically, the only thing that needs to happen is you guys get together, you look at all the discovery and make a decision of what you'd like to do, whether you want to accept a plea bargain or we set the case for trial.
I don't want to accept the plea bargain.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to accept the plea bargain.
Okay. Have you seen the evidence though?
No, I know.
I think that that's a really big thing you should do. I mean, really, it's, if you've not seen what they have, that's one of the first things you need to do to see what you're facing, right? I don't know what evidence is out there. I don't know anything about your case.
We
All
don't
I,
have any evidence.
well, how do you know?
Okay.
Right? I don't know. I mean, what do you have, Alex? What evidence is there in this case?
We have body cam, we have dash cam, and then we also have 911 calls. And there's more also on WatchGuard that's been shared to the defense as well.
There's body cam, a 911, dash cam. I would,
But I'm not gonna give you of it.
but you've not seen it,
Okay.
right?
No, I haven't seen it.
Will you at least take a look?
Sure.
Okay, do you guys have it here so that we can watch? By chance?
I don't have a laptop with me, Your Honor. I have my cell phone and there's connectivity issues in this building. It may or may not ever actually work, watching a video inside this building. At the office, not a problem. Here,
Would you mind going to their office to watch it?
Okay.
Okay. Well, at the very minimum, all I'm asking you to do is look at the evidence that's out there. That's all. I mean, it's one of the basic tenets that when you pick up a criminal case, you got to know what you're facing. You got to know what evidence is out there before you make a decision whether you want to go to trial or whether you don't. It's really one of the most basic things. So when would be a good time for you to go to their office? You tell me.
Remember
Okay.
Today, in and out.
Are you okay today? Okay, so let's do this. We'll set your case off a week. What time's good for you, Mr. Marcus? Right now, it's what, 9:45? You're here already now. Let's go do it now.
Well, I'll be in office for 1 o'clock.
Is that okay? 1 o'clock?
Sure.
Okay, done. So you guys meet, please, you have everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, just take a look, Mr. Marcus, and then when we come back, you let me know. If you still want to go to trial, more than happy to accommodate. We'll do that. Okay? Wonderful. Okay, guys, good luck. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Marcus, Mr. Goins.
Yes.
One more thing.
Sorry. Yes.
I know that you're chomping at the bit for a trial. I know you are. You got to have patience with each other, right? Please, when you go there, have patience. You know, because if you start going in there butting heads with everyone, or if you go in there butting heads with everyone, it's not going to be a very productive meeting. All you have to do is just, both of you guys, go through every piece of evidence, look at what's out there, but be patient, please. Okay?
No, I'll be very patient and professional. Thank you.
Really, okay?
Okay, I'm making an effort, John.
Please. All right.
What is next week?
The 8th.
Okay, thanks. Not yet. Someone first.
No, Nan, I can't find any, but I'll keep looking. North Carolina, I'll keep looking.
Oh.
Did she say what? Was it last?
Okay, that's it.
Solamente quiere hacerlos. You said.
What's the story?
Yes.
Top of page 3. Quiet for the interpreter.
Alpizar Ramos, yes or no? Mr. Ramos, you're charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, sir.
Remember to go slow.
Yes. The complainant, a security guard for Shake Shack at 1002 West Heimer in Harris County, Texas, reported that on September 23rd, the defendant trespassed on Shake Shack property. The defendant previously signed a criminal trespass warning on September 16th. The complainant stated that it was explained to the defendant in both Spanish and English that he is not allowed on the property. The complainant stated that he parks in the Shake Shack parking lot for Uber, and the complainant told the officers he knew he was not, or the defendant told officers he knew he was not supposed to be on the property.
Mr. Alpizar Ramos,
Nan, I think I found something. I'll try to get something.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
Estoy en el proceso de la residencia.
I'm in the process of the residency. I came with, ¿cómo dijo el primero?
El parol humanitario.
Community.
You say parole?
Parole, I think.
Asylum? Asilo?
Sí, algo así.
If, let me tell you something, that if you don't even know how you're here in this country, this is a problem. Let me impart something else to you, that if you go to jail and immigration finds you there, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration.
Hey, Lights Rage. I hope you're having a good day. I hope the nurses are treating you well, which they always do. We love nurses.
If you do not want that to happen, then you need to behave yourself while you're in this country, especially if you're not here with permission. Do you understand? I am making it a condition of your bond for you not to go back to the Shake Shack, any Shake Shack in this city. If I find that you go back, I will revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Thank you.
How old are you, Mr. Alpizar?
26.
26.
What do you do for a living?
En este momento hago Uber.
I do Uber right now.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
Just from the city of Texas.
Yes, sir.
Can you run this license, please? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Sí.
Yes.
He's eligible, Your Honor.
Great. How much money do you make a month?
¿Cuánto dinero ganas al mes? Like around 3,000.
Are you married? Do you have anyone else in sports? Tell me about yourself.
¿Estás solo? No.
Who do you live with?
Con mi hermano.
With my sister.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I'm absolutely serious when I mean do not pick up any new cases. Do not become a danger to my city. If I find that you are, I only have one place for you. And you need to understand, if your sister doesn't have $10,000 to pony up on a bond, then you're going to be stuck in custody. So behave yourself while you're out there in my city. That way.
You repeat that.
Kelly, don't apologize. You're doing great every day, every single day. Never fails.
Behave yourself while you're in my city. Okay, all right. We need you to fill out an application and then I'm gonna have you sign a reset. Hey.
And for,
Yes, absolutely.
yes, sir. It's for Yaxcal Oliverio.
Give me a second, Mr. Yu.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that, finish up.
Okay.
What is your client's name again?
His last name is Yaxcal. First name is Oliverio.
That's
Be on page 23, Your Honor.
And I've spoken with the pre-trial services already, Your Honor, and I believe this violation is due to a missed UA.
Where is he?
Yes, Your Honor, he is right there. Oliverio?
You need the cause, do you need the cause number?
Order in the order.
Got it ready?
Yes.
Mr. Yaxcal, why are you here?
Arrestaron por
No, you're here specifically today because you have a bond violation. They called you to go take a drug and alcohol test and you failed to go. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. And I'm going to tell you now, if you ever miss another test, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have him take it, so take his test now.
Yes, well, he'll be back
Right now.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
While defendants are in front of the judge, please keep conversations to a minimum.
Hey, ready?
I have off docket, this is the one we talked about before, Mr. Robert Turner, judge, I can give you a case number. 252-4265.
Come up, Mr. Turner.
Judge, this is one you had ordered, I believe because there's an allegation of an open container in the vehicle. There's no accident, no other DWIs. The BAC, I think, was a voluntary breath test with a 0.12. But my understanding is that the open container, you had ordered no driving.
Correct.
And when I spoke with you after I got retained on the case, you had indicated that you wanted to feel like the pain of losing that privilege of his license. And so I told you last week that he's been making many arrangements to get to and from work, to run household errands. He doesn't live with his mother. His mother lives in a separate residence at the same address, so he can kind of take care of her. She's elderly. So she's been now doing most of the driving for her errands, and he's been riding with her. We have some pictures that he's taken of that. He lives 15 miles from where he works. And a lot of the days, if he couldn't get a ride from a coworker, he rode his bike. And he also, if the court recalls, found out through this case that he has hypertension and diabetes.
So then the bike riding is good for you. You need to exercise anyways.
And so we have photographs of him on his bike and things like that I asked to take. He also attended and took the victim impact panel for DWIs, so we can kind of understand bigger picture things the court has concerns about. He has not driven. He has followed your bond conditions to a T. His employer knows about the DWI case.
What does he do for a living, Justin?
He works in the shipyards. I'm gonna.
Oh, wonderful. Now, is there gonna be a strike?
That's gonna hurt. And it's gonna hurt him, but they're not the strikers. But the one of the things that he does, he has a route that he drives, a company truck that's kind of around the east end of downtown to a bunch of suppliers. He picks up various supplies throughout the day and just does this circular route back to the port, drops off what he picks up. It's materials for repairs that are needed on the ships that the company is working on. The company has shifted him to warehouse work the last 6 weeks or so since the case and the bond conditions included no driving. They are anxious to get him back to what he does for them. He usually gets to work around 6 a.m. He spends the first couple hours doing dispatch and organizing the routes for himself and the other drivers before his supervisor arrives at 8. The supervisor takes over dispatch. He does his route until about 3 o'clock. We've talked about not your concern expressed last week that you're not gonna have him driving late at night. The earliest he would ever need to leave is about 5:30 in the morning. Most of the days he's done driving by about 6 or 7. That's if he has to run any errands after work, and run his mom around, pick up dinner or anything like that. So I told him that you said no late night driving is, I don't like to sleep, but I have to get up early for work. So we were thinking if the court's okay with maybe between 10 and 5, no driving. And we're fine with that. So we just asked that he be allowed to drive the work truck and his personal truck for.
Mr. Turner, you know that I don't know how much of this country, it's absolutely nutty how so many people in this country think that it's a right to drive. It's not, you know, you have the right to travel with those two things on down there. Your feet. You can take your happy ass on your feet, travel, drive, go wherever you want. Driving is a privilege. And it's here in Harris County. If you look on the news, every day someone dies because of an alcohol-related collision. Whatever. Yesterday, a judge upstairs died because
Seen that.
he was a friend of mine. Every single day, it is a privilege. It's not a right. And I see more and more people now in the car with alcohol while they're actually driving. And it's just insane to think that when someone gets in a car, they would think that this behavior is okay. When it absolutely is just, it's elementary that you know, or I would assume and hope that it's common knowledge that if you're going to get into the car and drive, you don't do it while you're consuming alcohol. And what I wanted to impart to you is how great that privilege is, because like everything in life, you don't realize it until it's gone, right? And when you don't have that privilege, that's when you really appreciate it. And that's what I want here. And so because of the magnitude of the people I see, Justin, I mean, in this past week, I probably had at least 10 people with alcohol as they're driving. One person had, like, I think damn near a case. And you know, and how old are you, sir?
49.
You're 49 years old.
There's the evidence isn't all in on this case. I think when it comes in, we're going to see that there was something else going on here that maybe some of the other cases that you're mentioning.
No, but I'm just, all I want to do is I want you to understand that it's a privilege, right? Privileges can be taken, they can be reinstated. And all I want you to do is understand and appreciate it. And as long as you do, then I'm happy. You should never in the car while you're, I mean, it's a humongous no-no. I mean, just,
he knows.
And I would hope that you get that. Does he have an interlock on his car now?
There hasn't been any condition as far as that goes, Judge.
I'll reinstate the driving privileges, but he's got to have an interlock so I know that he doesn't have alcohol while he's driving. You know, I'll waive the fee, of course, but if you're going to drive, you need an interlock so I know that you're not consuming alcohol, right? I mean,
and he can still drive a work vehicle without one.
I don't know.
The company's aware of this. I talked to you about that before, Judge. They can't put one.
I understand, but I mean, he's got alcohol while he's driving. I want to make sure that he's not going to do the same thing again. You know, I have a lot of people that come back and they tell me they're not going to do things and they still do.
Sure. Well, and we talked about the court can require equipment in a personal vehicle. We were hoping that the court would not require one for the work vehicle because the employers told them you can't.
Do you have a scram now?
Doesn't have a scram.
Okay, so we'll do this. I'll put one on his personal vehicle and I'll have a scram on him so I know that he's not consuming, and I won't require one for the work. So that way I know he doesn't have alcohol at all at any time.
And if he demonstrates to the court after a period of time that he's not doing that, would you consider removing some of those devices from him?
I'm always open to devices. But at this point,
This is no accident. He's a under 0.15. There's not really any criminal history whatsoever. There's a robbery that is, if we look into it, it was the wrong guy. It was a complete misunderstanding. That's why they're straight dismissals. There's no pretrial intervention. There's no plea to something else. They just wrong guy 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know that I can trust him to make right decisions. He's only been on bond for, a month and a half. I'm not asking you to split the atom here, but you have alcohol while you're in the car driving. If you want me to allow you to drive, I need to be reassured that you're not going to have alcohol on board, right? And I do that with these devices. I'm even willing to pay for them for you. That's paying probably $750 a month that I'm taking the fee for you.
But that will allow him to drive a work truck.
Correct, with the scram, so I know that because he's not blowing in anything in the work truck.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you now, if I find that you're consuming alcohol, and I don't care what the source is, I'm not gonna entertain it's mouthwash, it's a tequila lollipop, it's hair dye. You test positive for whatever it may be. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you in jail. And the next thing I'm gonna do is your driving privileges are that's it. Do you understand?
Yes. You'd have to find that he was actually consuming alcohol and not that it was like hair dye. You were not saying you revoke his bond if he gets his hair dyed and that.
I had someone test positive for alcohol and they came in here and they told me it was hair dye as to why they tested positive for
Yeah,
alcohol.
you need that, right? But I
Of
mean,
course.
you have to find.
But I'm telling you, just if the thing goes hot, then you understand that, right? Don't drink before you put anything into your body. Know what it is. If you get an energy drink, some of those energy drinks have alcohol in it. I would look. Don't take Listerine. Don't use anything that has alcohol. That's all I'm asking. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
We do a pre-trial. We're good to go.
Yeah, remember, so no late night driving and then, okay?
Yep.
All right,
Thank you.
done.
Judge, did you read the interlock order?
Yeah.
Restriction?
Yeah.
How long before he gets it?
Well, so Justin, before he drives, he needs the interlock, okay?
Right, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so when, it's up to them.
Justin, what do you do with,
Mr. Fleming.
For what?
for the
Good
interlock?
morning, Your Honor. Have Paul Berg.
Okay.
He's in the box with you today. Was a bond violation. I'm guessing still carrying that over from last week.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess the subpoena didn't go out. I don't know. So he's got the scram now, right? Okay, I guess I'll just, it's 191. What are we doing with this case
We're
anyway?
he's got contract today.
Okay.
And he just has to,
Mr. Berg.
just has to get those last two steps of DA fee paid and device installed, or we can.
He doesn't even have the device. When's that gonna happen?
Have you got the other device yet? No. The other, for your car? No, sir, I wasn't told. Okay, yeah, no,
You
so
need to get that done, and we're gonna give you a week, Mr. Berg. I'm gonna tell you now, you have a bond violation while you're with us now. If you have a violation while you're on this program, I'm going to kick you out. Because I'm gonna take this as a second violation on the program, and you're out. Make sure whatever you put in your body doesn't have alcohol. I will notate here everything that transpires. So if I get wind that you have diversion violations, whatever it may be, you're out of this program. A lot of times people get extended for this or that because they may do this or that, whatever. Here, it's absolutely no tolerance. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Thank you.
I don't want to talk about the case. Do you understand? Why so angry?
I've been going through a lot lately, especially my mom passed away eventually. This
Okay.
year, like I've been having financial problems lately too. So it's just been like stressing for me lately.
Does this help?
No, it made it worse.
Yeah. And the problem is that I get you're angry. We all get angry.
Yes, sir.
Case.
Yes, sir.
That makes it so it's just so much worse. It's expensive. Now you have to take time out of your day to come out here. You could be looking at prison time up to 10 years now You know, you've already done that once. They've already reduced one case to a misdemeanor. Do you think they're going to keep doing that?
No, sir.
No. The idea is now we need to get to the root of the problem and figure out why this continues to happen. And the other thing is to find an outlet so that when you do get angry, because it's going to happen,
Yes, sir.
and it's going to happen a lot, but to find another way to be able to deal with it
Yes, sir.
so that you don't unleash on someone else.
When I get angry, I donate to Linus's GoFundMe to come to America.
Carl, what I was thinking is probably doing some kind of, as a condition of bond, anger management classes so that we know he's trying to address the issue. So you don't pick up yet a fourth case,
Yes, sir.
right? There are programs out there that you can use that are free. It's just a matter of finding them.
Yes, sir.
Because the last thing we want is you to go to prison and lose nearly a decade of your life because of some stupid thing. You know, there are so many other fish in the sea. It's ridiculous to let someone get under your skin so much so that it causes you to lose control. It's ridiculous. It's silly when 9 times out of 10, had you just let it just, whatever, and just walk around, all right, whatever. Is that what you want? Okay. You walk around, turn the other way and just walk. I mean, you would have probably made that person so much more.
Can you please come to my house? I got some mean words to say to you.
I don't want to say angry, but that's the right way of doing things. If you see someone that's doing something that you don't like, who cares? Just move on. That's what life's about. So that's what I want you to do.
Yes, sir.
I want to somehow address these anger issues so you're not coming back over and over and over. So we don't have a fourth. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I've given you a lawyer. You're not allowed to use alcohol. You're not allowed to use dope while you're out on this bond. You're not allowed to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. You pick up another case or you don't follow these conditions, I will be so upset. I'm going to have smoke coming out of my ears. And if that happens, you will be on the losing end of it. Do you understand? If you don't have someone to pony up 10 to 15,000, you will be stuck like Chuck in here until this thing is over. Now, the other thing is this dude never graduated from, how far did you get in school?
9th grade.
9th grade. Come on, man. You need to at least get your high school diploma, and we need to work on that as well.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to start looking into GED classes. So at a minimum, you get your high school diploma. Before you ride out of here, that's what I would like. That would make me extremely happy if at a minimum, when we cut you loose, you have your high school diploma. I'm going to bring you back here in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get into GED classes. If you've done nothing, life will not go well between you and I.
GED classes, can they actually catch someone up who's only been to school till 9th grade? I mean, you got to expect that up until 9th grade, his grades probably weren't, like, he wasn't a star student or he wouldn't have dropped out. So I doubt that his education level is in 9th grade. It's probably lower because he missed a whole bunch. Is a GED class enough to bring him up that far? That sounds like a big, that's what? You're just trying to 6 years of studies into one class? I say 6 instead of 4, Mary, because I'm sure if he dropped out in 9th grade, he was struggling already and he missed stuff. He missed stuff from before. Man, maybe they just teach you in GED class what you need to pass the GED test. Maybe he might have to go through it a couple times. The math is just going to kill him. I just no idea how he's going to get through the math.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Judge, he tested, he already drug tested today, he tested.
That's a negative today.
Yes.
Good. I'm very happy for that. Just continue that up. I don't want any dope, any alcohol.
Yes, sir.
Understand? Okay?
I give him some documentation, anger management and, talking about the GAD.
Please. Okay. And then if you need anything,
Yes, sir.
you know, we have resources here with the managers assigned council that can help you out. All you need to do is ask, and we will help you in any way we can.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, we have the correct address for the complainant now.
Okay, are you cool with that? Okay. So the address on the MOAP is where he lives.
So they were living together and she's now living with her mother. So
Okay.
that will be the correct address. Is that new one? And I have it right here.
What about contact between the two? Does she want contact? Do you know?
She would like to pursue charges and she does not want any contact with the defendant. She's
Okay.
actually quite scared of the defendant and believes that if he can't have contact with her, then he's going to ask other people to get in contact with her.
No. He's don't have contact with this person 3 times a week. Or let's do, I don't want to go overboard. Let's do 2 times a week. I want you to do anger management classes. And I want you to prove it to me with a worksheet that you're doing it. If you don't, you know what happens. Do you understand? We're going to fix this thing one way or the other. Okay. So I will amend the agreement so they can go back to this house on the order for protection. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Mr. Adame, you're skirting a thin line. Be careful. Good luck, man. See you in a couple weeks. Yep.
Okay.
Come up, Mr. Alexander. Mom, come on up.
Here we go, guys. See what mom does now.
Let me tell you something at the outset, Mr. Alexander. Everything that I want for you, I want the best for you. Okay? At times, the conditions that I place on you, you may not like it. And that I'm okay with that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do the best thing for you. And what I think and I hope it is the best thing to achieve our goal, which is to make you a person that's an upstanding young man that's headed toward greatness. So he tested positive for what? Just marijuana? Okay, no more. You will be tested 40 days from today. If you continue to smoke marijuana, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. Do you understand? Yes or no? Okay, I want you to understand that you are also not allowed to use anything that has THC in it. No oils, gummies, vape pens. What else is there? I don't, CBD, nothing you're not allowed to use. Do you understand? Okay, Mom, what else should we do? School, work, what should we do? What do you think would be the best?
I encourage therapy all the time, practice the therapy.
Say it again?
Therapy, I think therapy is beneficial for therapists.
Okay, I can make that a condition of his bond, that if he doesn't go to the therapist, then he can stay with us as well. You have to do your therapy as well. Mr. Alexander, what happens if you don't do your therapy? I want you to understand this one more thing. I want you to be nice to your mom. The conditions that I place on you now has nothing to do with your mother. If your mother tells me that you're disrespecting her or not being nice or not following her rules, you will stay with me. Do you understand, sir?
That mom is never going to tell on her son.
I hope so. I really do. Do you think that we need to put a curfew on him?
I don't think you need the curfew, I think you should.
Okay, I want to do whatever you think is right. So if you need anything else in the future, if you want anything else, all you have to do is let Mr. Elick know, and then we can help you out with whatever. What about school or work now?
the educational and treatment sector.
Okay.
He's on probation, he has a relationship with them.
Wait, is he on probation now?
No, he's not on probation.
Okay.
He was in the GD program there.
Great.
He has a relationship with them.
Okay.
And so, the hardship is transportation. He was doing Z-Trip before for pickup and drop off. If we can make arrangements for him to participate in that program, he did exceptionally well there. They have familiarity with him and a relationship with him. You know, despite the charges, like I said, there's great extenuating circumstances, but he is quite intelligent. And he, you know, there's a lot more to this story and his story than is shown in, you know, the affidavit that is being presented to you. But AJ, I call him AJ Alvis, he has a lot going for him more than this statement shows. So if he has the right circumstances, I think that he'll do.
Mr. Alexander, why do you always look so upset? Sorry? You know, when you smile and when you're nice to people, it goes a long way. It really, really does. When you meet with these people, they have your life in their hands. And if you go up there and you act aggressive or passive aggressive, you know, you're not going to get what you want. But if you go in there, if you're nice, you crack a joke and make them smile and make them laugh, you can have them eating out of your hands. I feel like I'm talking to him, you're just not getting anything.
No, I think he hears you. I think that there, like I said, there's a component of anxiety and depression.
Is he taking any medication?
Other than for he has physical conditions that he takes medication for.
Has he been diagnosed to take anything? Or no?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Has he been diagnosed or anything? Any, I guess anything.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
She's also had 49 surgeries against him.
For what?
He has a rare incurable condition. There's a lot more to the story than you know.
No, I will help you as much as I can. I really do. And anything you need, you know, he works with the managers assigned council, so they have resources. All you have to do is ask and we can give you whatever we have, we're prepared to give to you. And like I said,
Start with making sure that we have transportation to get to the GED program.
we can look into that certainly. Yeah.
From my home, that would definitely benefit. He has a desire, he just needs the path, and he needs to mitigate the depression.
You have to want it as well. AJ. If you don't want it, you'll end up nowhere, man. Okay. So we'll just reset your case now. We'll set you out 40 days. We'll have him come back to the next setting. He's going to test. I hope he tests negative, and we'll go from there. Anything in between, just let me know whatever you need. Mr. AJ, don't pick up any new cases, and don't be talking to the 13-year-old. That's all I'm asking to do. No contact. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
I'll change numbers with you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Machine.
We did it. We got through, and I can't get Freddie Mercury out of my head now. Thanks, guys. Rose nailed it in one more time. It was Linus who did it, though. I was fine with the bicycles, all the bike comments until she typed it out, and then I sang it and sang it and sang it and sang it. But I don't feel for Mama. I think Mama needs to be a little more strict. I just do. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if breakfast or bed. Breakfast or bed. I think bed's going to win today. I know. I'm going to put the next Kelly video up right now. Well, not right now. It takes a while to process at YouTube. You know what? Let me just see. I'm not going to play it, but I've been waiting this whole time to try to get this this darn video to export. I'm exporting it in 2 different places too. And nope. No, that nobody wants you to see to see the not Hawaiian, but sounds a lot like Hawaiian language today. Nope. So, guys, go to Discord. There's a lot going on in Discord, and we want you all there to help. I think I did. Trying to remember, Kelly. There's so many videos in Discord. I try to watch them. I do. I do. I do. Thank you, KS. Yep, that is a pro tip. I can do that if I want. I I put. Oh yeah, I don't know if I saw one today. I did not see one today. I don't even know what today is. Do you mean like today, or do you mean yesterday, today, or oh his opera? I saw that before. Oh man. All right. So judge is gonna start in 2.5, 3 hours. So if you want to be there, be there. Just so you know, sometimes this confuses people. Judge Fleischer's so his stream, right? If you go to his page, see how it's blank? There's no content on Judge Fleischer's. Fighting Justice with Judge Fleischer is the name. And if you need it, I'll just pop the link in real quick. But if you look on his page, there's no content. So a lot of people think that he takes his videos down right away. No, he doesn't. Click the live button here, and there's all of his videos. Man, that guy is smoking. Look at all the videos. I remember 3 months ago. I remember when he started. All right, guys, nap time. You guys behave, and I will talk to you all in a few hours or tomorrow. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you, mods. You work so hard, Kelly. Keep going with the math. We love that. Bye, guys.
Got these life that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Dreaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.